Hello and welcome to the Astro Vibe of the Week. We are coming into a lunar eclipse in Virgo, and we've got this Saturn Neptune alignment in Aries. We've got Pluto in Aquarius, the Sun super close to the North Node in Pisces, and we're going to get into all that and exactly how it is going to show up in your life. And I'm also going to do something totally different today. By the way, I'm Shira. I don't know if I said that. I'm not editing this. I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to keep it all in. And I want to go through every sign for the eclipse and pull a Keepers of the Light oracle card for you and talk to you a little bit about what is coming in. So I'll link the times below so you can skip ahead to your sign, but I would wait and just stick with me a little bit before skipping ahead, so that we can talk about collectively what's going downtown for this eclipse. So I am a Virgo rising, okay? And I was marked safe. I survived the last the set of Virgo and Pisces eclipses that happened back in the end of August and September. Really, it was September, all of September. We experienced this Virgo Pisces intensity, and we are back in that gauntlet, even though we had this solar eclipse in Aquarius. The reason is because eclipses work with the nodes. So the nodes are these like mathematical points between the sun and the moon and the earth. And the nodes represent where we've come from. The south node is your past life energy and your past life frequency. And the north node is where your soul is evolving, where your soul wants to grow into. For most people, it's not innate to develop into their north node. And this video isn't about the north nodes, but I am planning on doing a whole deep dive workshop on that. I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. But the point is that we are collectively learning lessons through these nodal shifts. And the North Node has been in Pisces for the past 2.5 years, and really will stay in Pisces until July, before the next shift into Aquarius. And then we're going to have super off the wall, bonkers Aquarian energy happening in the sky. But all the way until then, all the way up into the summer, we still have this Piscean and Virgo energy that we're working with. So what Pisces has taught us is how to connect with the divine in our lives, how to connect with our personal spiritual nature, our inner essence, how to connect with the frequency of the heart. The soul resides in the heart, says the ancient yogis. And this whole period of time, these past 2.5 years, have been about expanding into that Piscean nature of oneness and using your intuition and honing in on your spiritual side. Now, for some of you, that's been the name of the game, and for others, it's been a deep struggle, because Pisces at its more challenging frequency shows you the addictions that you have and your propensity to escape reality. And if that's you, then you've had some really harsh awareness, harsh reality come through. Hey, guess what? I live in that boat. I'm in that harsh reality boat where I've had some really massive awakenings come through, while the North Node is in Pisces, especially with my Virgo rising, because that's the South Node. So I imagine if you're listening to this and you have strong mutable placements, which is Pisces, Virgo, on this eclipse axis is Pisces and Virgo, and then we have the Gemini and the Sagittarius humans. All of these mutable signs really have been going through it with Pisces North Node and the eclipses on that North and South Node point. So the North Node is this collective evolution of the soul, and it's what we're learning and what we're growing, and it's also a highlight of what is what has been veiled. What is the illusion? Because Pisces is also, we carry secrets in that part of the birth chart, in that part of ourselves. We kid ourselves, we tell ourselves things are one way when they're not really that one way, because the truth is just too painful to deal with, or the truth is just too hard to walk through. And we've all been there when there's something that we realize and we cannot unsee it, and it's been unveiled, and you're like, oh man, this reality, I wasn't ready for this reality. But then we're called up and initiated to walk through the fire of our truth and to walk into that reality. So this North Node set up in Pisces and South Node in Virgo has positioned us for the awakening that is Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Because Saturn is about your personal responsibility, your maturation, like your ability to do the things that are hard, but they are going to get you in the long run where you really want to go. And they're just the hard things. Like, you have to just show up. You just got to show up for yourself over and over and over again. And that is Saturn. And then Neptune is the Pisces planet, that North Node planet. We've been being prepared for this. Neptune is half about our spiritual nature and our vision and our creativity, and the other half is about, damn, I was selling myself a lie. I was in illusion. I could not see the reality. I was in fantasy. Neptune's also fantasy. Some people, I've met so many beautiful women who've said, oh, I want to start a business. But the truth is, they don't really want to start a business, because the reality of that is a really challenging mountain to climb. And they want the freedom, but they're not willing to face the reality of it. So, holy shit, this is our reckoning, babes. And I want to be super honest. I want to be super real with you, because guess what? That Saturn and Neptune is going right into my personal 8th house. 8th house of Scorpio, 8th house of vulnerability, 8th house of depth and the shadow, and making the unconscious conscious, and really digging deep. And so for me, I am leaning into just being more honest and showing up in with the layers peeled off, because what do I have to hide? Right now we're in this moment where we're seeing a lot of leaders and people in power with very, very toxic traits. You know what files I'm talking about. All being dethroned. They're all going to fall off their throne, and it's just going to get clearer and clearer and clearer. And we have been calling for this for years and years and years, and the astrology is just so perfectly aligned to remove the toxicity and the toxic misuse and violence of power, and to remove it and bring the power back into the heart. So that's what I'm here to do. So I want to tell you a little bit of my story before we dive into the eclipse. You can skip this if you don't want to hear my story. Do you, right? Like, you do you. I take no offense. But I want to share a little bit, and that's that, I grew up in a family that was emotionally stifled, let's say, where it was not a place where you could share your emotions, you share your feelings. And so I grew up just emotionally suppressed. Like, how can I say it a different way? I can't. I just shoved it all in. And the way that I would soothe myself was with addiction to food and addiction to TV. And I'm talking like way super young, middle school, elementary school, middle school, high school. I was also bullied like relentlessly. And so I would just come home and I would just eat and eat and eat and try and numb myself. And this is a Neptunian predicament, is how can I escape from my reality? And sometimes we need to choose what we've got available to us in that moment to escape from reality, because it's the safest thing for our body in that moment, right? So there's no shaming here for addiction at all, because at one place in time your body was just doing, if you have some sort of addiction as well, it's like you're just trying to survive, and whatever comes to you that you take hold of and it seems to be a band-aid for that moment, it's what it's like the best that you can do. So that's what I did for a really long time. I was just in this like cycle of binging and purging or starving, and just really wrecking my digestive system. Hello, Virgo rising, right? And my mind. I was brutal. You might hear birds chirping in the background. Let me shut that off. But yeah, I was just brutal into my own sense of self, and really harsh and harmful and unloving. And that went on for years and years and frickin' years and years, girl. And when I had my Saturn return when I was 29, oh, by the way, I also was highly analytical, highly critical, just in my inner critic, also judging other people, judging myself, just like in a really violent and hateful vibration. And when I tell people that, they're like, "What? I can't imagine that you were in a violent and hateful vibration," but that's my story. It's my truth. So years later, on my Saturn return, I was 29. Simultaneously, about within like a 7 day period of time, my father passed away, his sister, my aunt, passed away, and I ended a 5 year relationship. So I just found myself just totally alone, totally no partner, and I had been in relationships just like nonstop before then. The father archetype, my Saturn archetype, was gone, from the physical realm. The aunt was gone, and I just found myself like so lost, just so lost. And I kind of leaned into my addiction really hard, but simultaneously I had this really wild thing happen, which was that I started to get this sort of calling from La Luna, from the moon. I started to connect to the phases of the moon randomly. I didn't have a guide, I didn't have a mentor. It's just something that happened. Like the moon started to call to me. And I didn't know why, and I didn't really understand it. And I just went worse and worse and worse with the binging. And one night, it was the worst night for sure. I ate about a pound of peanut butter, which, as you know, is very, very heavy. And I was just in excruciating pain on the ground, just with no connection to source energy or anything like that. I just felt alone, just totally alone with the fucking peanut butter. And I'm like crying on the floor, like, what the hell do I do from here? Like, I am just calling out for help. And over the next couple days, I started to get a stronger call from the moon, this like connection to the moon. The moon was growing, or she was waxing. It was a full moon. And I was like, I think I'll look into this astrology thing. This was in 2000, and like this was between 2012, 2015. So astrology has been around since the dawn of scientific intelligence, but during this time it just wasn't so big. So I was like, I think I'll look into this astrology thing. And I started to watch YouTube videos, and I immediately start to look up the moon, because I'm like, this moon, this girl, I don't know what's happening, but she's trying to make contact with me. What's going on? So I open myself up, and I find information about the moon. And the more I learned about the moon, the more I learned about the part of myself that was totally suppressed. I learned about my heart and my nature and what I need to take care of myself. And it was like a flip switched. And I was like, this is it for me. I know where to go. And just things started to fall into place as I opened up to astrology and to the magic, the mystical magic that is actually a blueprint. It's actually the most clear thing you could possibly have for living life in alignment with what your soul came here to do. You couldn't get more clarity than that. So I just started to follow and go deeper and deeper and deeper, which brings me to here, with the Abracadabra Astrology School and working with you beautiful humans in the mastery cohort, which is like 3 to 6 months. Some people do a year, where we dig really deeply into their chart and give them the exact tools and the exact guidance to move forward on their journey. There's just nothing more powerful and profound than merging your birth chart with actual practical guidance and spiritual practice. So we do it with neural reprogramming tools, and we do it with Kundalini, but it doesn't even matter how we do it. It's just that the magic happens, and you get really incredible results. So there's even, I'll link a testimonial page of what the women in our school are moving through and how they've grown and changed. It's just incredible what happens when you say yes to yourself and you say yes to the guidance from beyond. Okay, so let's talk about, I'm going into now the astrology a little bit more deeply. So this is the craziest time. So I'm filming this on February 20th. Okay. And this is the time between eclipses. So we had the solar eclipse, the new moon, and on March 3rd, 3/3, get this, at 3:33 a.m. PT. So March 3rd at 3:33 a.m. PT. You know those threes are angelic frequency numbers, right? Like the angels. We have the lunar eclipse in Virgo. So I'm going to pull up the chart and you're going to adjust for your time, right? 3 hours ahead if you're in Eastern Standard Time, but it's 3/3, March 3rd, 3:33 a.m. PT. So powerful, so wild. And it is a full moon eclipse. So an eclipse, again, eclipses fall on the nodes of the moon, and the nodes are the collective evolution points in the sky, as well as, that's north node. South node is the past life frequency, the karmic frequency that we're leaving behind. So this full moon falls on the karmic frequency point. So that south node in Virgo is at 8 degrees, and this is our karmic clearing portal. So this full moon falls on a karmic clearing portal. We are releasing. It's just a couple degrees away from the exact lunar eclipse, that 8 degrees south node Virgo. So now Virgo in the anatomy of astrology rules the intestines. It rules your digestive system, what you clear out, what you release, and how you digest in general. If you look really deeply into the medicine of, let's say, Ayurveda, that works really well with astrology, there are these very specific ways that your birth chart and your digestion go together, because digestion is not just in your stomach and your organs and your small intestines and your large intestines. Digestion is happening through what kind of information you take through your eyes, what you watch, what you see, what you hear, through your nose, through your mouth, through your skin, through your auric field. You digest information. You're digesting information in your head. When you're overthinking and you're heated and you're irritable, then you've got undigested information in your head. You digest everything. Everything is about digestion. Your liver is clearing and cleaning toxins all the time. That is a form of digestion. Your autonomic nervous system is intaking information and it's digesting. Am I safe? Am I okay? Is everything okay right now, or am I being chased by a saber-toothed tiger? Your central nervous system is digesting information from the outside. You have all of these hundreds of meridians that are always digesting information. You're like a giant sponge that is bringing things in and not even realizing it, not even realizing how much you're bringing in. So I would say, if anything, this is a beautiful wake-up call in between portals. If you're seeing this before March 3rd or on March 3rd, this is a beautiful wake-up call to take your pen and paper and write down, what am I digesting that is toxic? What am I digesting that is toxic? Think about conversations you have with people that you have to digest, experiences that you have that your body digests. What am I digesting that's toxic? And just get conscious around this topic, because this is the Virgo full moon eclipse. It's what are you bringing in and what are you bringing out? Or are you bringing it in and not sending it out? Do you have constipation? You could have constipation of your brain, you could have constipation of your choices, or you could have poop constipation, you know? So this is what we're talking about here. And Virgo is so much about how you care for yourself and how you nurture your body and how you spend time prioritizing you. Virgo rules the sixth house, and the sixth house is about your daily activities and your daily routine and what you're doing during your day. And it really asks you to slow down and bring attention to the body, to the physical, to the earth. This is an earth eclipse. So if you haven't been paying attention to your body and you haven't been in the physical realm, you're going to be called there in one way, shape, or form. The other interesting piece to this is that Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is the mind. So it's not just the physical body, it's what are you digesting through your mind? What are your thoughts like? What are you thinking? Are you ruminating? Are you in anxiety, which is worry? That means you might even be thinking on a thinking loop, overwhelmed, activating your central nervous system, getting all riled up, but you don't even know why. You don't even know how it started. It started with one thought. So becoming aware of the, when are you out of energetic balance? Because your body is going to tell you. How you're feeling in your body is an indication of what you were thinking. We don't even realize this, but you know, our heart is always sending information to the brain. We forget that the heart and the brain are connected. Heart and the brain are totally connected. 100%. You can't separate them. But for many people, without the awareness that the heart and the brain are separate, you're like a head cut off in space, and all your energy is in your brain. And that becomes toxic, and that creates illness. So we're taking the information down, and we want to get into the heart, and we want to get into the body for this this lunar eclipse. We want to be right in the body, and we want to slow things down, and we want to nurture, and we want to bring in the healing energy, because Virgo is also the healer. But it's not you. It can be you healing others, sure, but really this is about you and you only. Is what kind of healing are you receiving in this time? What kind of healing is showing up for you? So we have this really, it can be soothing if you take the step, if you take action on being in your body. If you choose to get grounded, it will be a really nice eclipse. If you are just not willing to go there, or you're too distracted, or you're digesting too much external information and not coming home to your heart, most likely it's going to be tough because it's on the south node, and this is karmic clearing. This is a releasing. This is like we're opening the faucet of what we want to get out of ourselves. That's old emotions, that's old energy, that's stagnant energy, that's past life frequency stuff that we don't need anymore. Stuff from childhood, that guy you dated that was shitty, whatever it is, it's like this is the faucet. The South Node eclipse, this is a faucet. We want to open the faucet, and we want to send it down to the earth, because the earth has this incredible supportive recycling ability where the earth will take anything that you give it. The earth will digest it. Think about like what happens to a banana peel. If you put it in the earth, it's going to break down, and it's going to turn into soil. And this, Gaia, Mama Gaia, she's like, oh my God, thank you so much for that banana peel. And all the insects and all the animals are like, thank you for this fresh soil. We're so grateful. And if we forget that, the earth will recycle the old energy, we're going to get lost in the age of Aquarius. We're going to get lost in technology and lost in AI. It's already happening. This Virgo full moon is asking us, please, please, please remember your earth nature. Remember your earth nature, because you can't exist on this planet without your body. Okay, so this is the chart for 3/3 for March 3rd. The eclipse is happening at 12 degrees. So you're going to want to check in your chart, where is 12 degrees Virgo, 12 degrees Pisces, because that's where the energy is being activated, and you are having this beautiful deep detoxification energy. Okay, this is a detoxifying on every level. I'm not just talking about food, I'm talking about every level, a detoxification. We also are going to have the support of Saturn at 2 degrees and Neptune at 1 degree in Aries, asking us to call our attention to where we need to be more responsible, more committed to our spiritual practice. That's Neptune, spiritual practice. Remember in the beginning of this video, I talked about how Neptune could be addiction, or it could be oneness. It could be spirit. It could be vision. It could be creativity. It could be magic. It can be all that magical stuff, or it goes the other way. And we want to get over into the side of magic and miracles, because that's your freaking birthright, girl. That's your birthright. I'm sure there's also other humans than girls watching. So to all of you, Boo, let me just call you Boo. So we have this Saturn-Neptune alignment working in a really harmonious aspect to Pluto. Pluto is the alchemizer, the planet of alchemy, where it takes the base metals and turns them to gold. It's taking the old frequencies, just like at the beginning of the video, I talked about all the people in power being dethroned, the people in power who are using their power in a toxic way, who are manipulative, who are sick people. Really, they're sick people. They're now going to be revealed. All the revealing is happening. Saturn and Neptune and Aries are revealing. They are removing the veil of illusion. And Pluto is just going to help churn them out and alchemize that process. And then we also have this same configuration, Neptune and Saturn, in a beautiful aspect to Black Moon Lilith. And Black Moon Lilith came before Eve in Adam and Eve, and Lilith stood up for herself and she chose herself, and she stood up for her rights and her inner power. And so this is the part of our birth chart and our collective connection where we're just dropping the shame that society has put on us to be what we're not, to be in certain roles that are not authentic, to play certain parts so that other people can be in power. Adam and Eve. So this Lilith energy is really gaining some ground, um, aligning loosely with Neptune and Saturn and Aries. Aries and Sagittarius, it's like the truth just gets revealed. And with this, with all of these truth and with the illusion being burned away with the fire of the truth of Aries, all of us are going to be asked to step into our courage and our bravery in a bigger way. Okay. And you've got this, like you've got this. You're a courageous soul. You're a brave, beautiful soul. I want to put the houses up now. Hopefully you can see this, but you want to check, you can screenshot this. You want to check in your chart between the Pisces and Virgo axis, what houses, sometimes it's going to be split houses because I don't use the whole house system. So is it in the first house, which is the body, your personality, your life direction, your appearance? Is it the second house, your skills, your talents, possessions, resources? Third, your siblings, your local environment, school, or learning, the mind, communication. Is it fourth house, where you came from, your home, your origins, your foundation, your nurturing energy? Fifth house, sex, or it doesn't have to be sex, it could just be creative life force energy, the energy inside of you that wants to move. Children, romance, interests. Really, fifth is also the house of dating, your life. Sixth house, pets, self-care routine. This is the Virgo house. Your daily rituals that serve yourself in the long term with longevity. Seventh house, your relationships, your partnerships, contracts, and marriage. Eighth house, your shared resources, intimacy, your vulnerability, going into your shadow self, death, inheritance. It's also rebirth. We're exploring it all in the eighth. Ninth is higher learning. It is also being open to different religions. It is looking at philosophy and also understanding and breaking through and opening your mind to new ways of thinking and being. Ninth house is also a very spiritual house. 10th house, it's going to be in your career, in your public persona, how other people see you, your reputation and your status. The 11th house, it's your groups, your like being in Abracadabra Astrology, we're a group, we're an online group. It's the future vision, it's your friendships, and it's also your wishes and your manifestations. 12th house, this is the Pisces house. Self-sabotage, it says that's escaping that we talked about at the beginning with Neptune. Remember, you could either escape or you could be just spiritual in love with source energy. 12th is also subconscious. It's also like secrets or seclusion. But on the flip side of all of that, addiction, seclusion, enemies, blah, 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 is oneness and connection and being a channel of love. Okay, so I'm going to stop the shares. And now we're going to go into the cards before this video is 8 hours long. Let me just check. Yep, we're at 8 hours now. I'm just kidding. If you're still here, so happy you're here. I'm just going to shuffle. And so these are from Kyle Gray. Love Kyle Gray. Love his British accent especially. Keepers of the Light. Kyle Gray is like the angel guy. He's the angel master. Okay, one came out, which is, oh, shocking. I haven't even gone in yet, but Karma Releasing. Hello. Saint Germain, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Karma releasing, make room for the good energy. All right, so now I'm going to go Aries to Pisces. Here we go. So for Aries, we have Lord Shiva, transcendence. So Aries, I mean, hello, you are coming in hot with Saturn and Neptune. This is really, really big energy. Shiva is the Shiva and Shakti is the beginning of all. Shiva and Shakti are the beginning of all. It's the feminine and the masculine concept. It is source. It truly is source creation. So transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. Let's go, Aries. Dance with the universe. What would it look like to dance with the universe instead of trying to control? You are transcending. Taurus, the Shekinah. This looks like a Taurus card, doesn't it? Sacred self. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. What the frick? I'm telling you, these cards are not about dancing all the time, but here we go, Aries and Taurus. Y'all better be dancing with life. So unleash your spirit. This is so heart energy too. And you know, Taurus, you're Venus ruled. So you're expressing your heart, you're expressing your gifts in this time. And just loosen up, Taurus. I know you can be a little bit stuck in the mud, a little bit stubborn. So open yourself up and allow yourself to move with the flow of life instead of against it, and come home to your sacred self. Seems like by expressing yourself, Taurus also rules the throat. So maybe you got something that you want to say. Okay, Gemini. Hilarion. Okay, that's funny because Gemini is funny. Hilarion. I swear to God, that's what it says. Divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. So sensitive time for you, which makes sense because you're a mutable sign. And so this eclipse is activating you. And it's actually a challenging, it's giving a challenging square to you because it's in Virgo. So just really honor that sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal, and your light can support others. Retreat. Gemini, I know you're not used to not being around others, but it sounds like it's time to go into some deep meditation, to take some time away from the other humans' opinions and thoughts and energetics, and to go inside of yourself and honor yourself. And the more that you show up for others, the more you're a healer, the more time you need to decompress. So I hope you are decompressing. All right. So let's see what we have in store for Cancer. What do we have in store for Cancer? Come on, I know you got something. For whatever reason, hold on. Okay, here we are. Horus. It's just too powerful, Cancer. Sweet, magical Cancer. Horus, cosmic gateway. You are the cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magical and powerful, and miraculous changes are occurring. So, Cancer, here we are with Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra. You're on that cardinal cross that is activated by Saturn and Neptune at 1 and 2, 0 to 2. Really, Saturn and Neptune in Aries activates you, okay? And it's giving you more power. You're getting empowered by Saturn, by the strength of this earth energy. That Saturn is earth energy. Okay, and then you're also getting the water energy with Neptune. So miracles, miraculous changes are occurring. So be really aware and conscious of your thoughts, Cancer. Miraculous changes are occurring. All right, let's see what we have in store for beautiful Leo. Isis, magic manifesting. Leo, Isis, magic manifesting. Okay, your dreams, your visions, and your goals are becoming reality. I don't think there's much more to that. Stay focused. So, distractions aside, what's a distraction? It's a booty call. I'm just kidding. Distractions aside, or am I? Distractions aside, external stuff, stay focused. Everything is becoming a reality for you now. All right, let's make our way into Virgo, the last sign that is the bottom hemisphere of the zodiac wheel. Oh, something already came out. Ooh, Virgo, guess what? Guess what, Virgo? You get two. One, Commander Ashtar, and two, Holy Amethyst. Virgo, these are beautiful. Okay, call to action. Take charge, Virgo. Lead by example and walk your talk. Walk your talk. Make sure that you are doing what you say that you're doing and not just speaking from, I know better than you. I get it and you don't get it from your high horse. But Virgo, we know that the Virgo energy is devotional, and we know that it is embodied. So it's not going to be doing something. It might if it's way out of balance, but it's not going to tell someone to do something if it's not walking that same path. It is in integrity. Virgo, be in integrity. That's Virgo. Virgo is the sign of truth and integrity. Holy Amethyst, divine alchemy, move beyond your current challenges and focus on what you desire. I'm getting something here around take charge, lead by example, it's just like be the light, release whatever is attached to you that is just not doing good for you, and stay focused on what you desire. Okay, next. Ooh, we got a jumper. Libra. Oh, Libra. Green Tara or Tara, green Tara. So magical. Supreme protection, Libras. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. So something is clearing for you, Libra, and all you got to do is trust and know that you're protected and just continue with your right action, with your aligned action and taking care of yourself. You're protected. Beautiful. All right, Scorpio, we're coming up to you. What's the message? And remember, Libra, you are also in that cardinal, that cardinal energy, the cardinal cross, right? Libra and Aries. So Libra is going to have the experience of the opposition of Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And with that opposition, there could be a lot of deep truths within you are being activated, and you get to go in the direction of what's true and real for you instead of people pleasing or doing it for the other. Okay, Scorpio, here we go. Serapis Bay, Ascension. Ooh, Scorpio. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. This is such a Scorpio card. Look at this, dude. Ascension. The light is here. So letting something go. We're in a new chapter. Time is changing for you. Situations are changing for you. And trust that being in your true self, which is not critical, which is not judgmental, which is not mean to yourself, is the way. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this style or you enjoyed this video, please, please like this video, share this video, and just, be here with me on the journey. All right, Saggy, little Saggy. Lady Nada. Soft, beautiful rose frequency energy, heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. So Sagittarius, you're part of the crew that's being activated by the North Node in Pisces because you are a mutable sign. So this is part of your your soul evolution activation from that collective North Node point. You are undergoing heart awakening as part of what you're here to learn in this Pisces North Node time is opening up your heart. All right, Cappies. What do we have for the Capricorns? Kuthumi. I've never seen this card before. Cloak of Wisdom. This is good. Oh, Capricorn. You already know the answers you seek. Trust what you know. This couldn't be more Capricorn. It's like Capricorn, you are here to trust. We're all here to trust ourselves, right? We're all here for that journey, that self-trust journey. But Capricorn, you're activated by this Saturn Neptune from Aries, right? You're getting that squared energy. You're getting the frequency from Saturn. Saturn is the Capricorn planet, right? Neptune is the vision and the higher self and the spirit and the creativity. So you're being asked just to trust what you know and follow through. Saturn says, what are you committed to? And you already know. You already know. You already know. You already know. Keep doing it. Okay. Aquarius. What do we got for the Aquarians? In the house, we have a jumper. She wants to tell you something. It's Freya, Aquarius. Look at that. She's so Aquarian. Freya, the Norse goddess. Look at that raven, that full moon energy, piercing eyes from the future. Phases and cycles. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. This is the swan song of Pluto in Aquarius for the next 2 decades. The illusions get revealed, the veils get lifted, and when you get the information, you accept it and you let it go, and you do not hold on to anger, and you do not hold on to grudges, and you do not hold on to frustration, and you do not do the thing where you're not forgiving, because all that's going to do is come right back to you. It's like drinking poison and thinking the other person's going to fall down dead. So I think especially for Aquarians who are going through this Plutonian clearing where they're just becoming more and more authentic, and the truth is just continuously showing up for them. That's the most um I just think that's the most powerful, courageous path to walk is to be on that path. So Aquarius, Freya, trust what's being released. And last but not least, we love you, Pisces, especially how patient you are, unless you skipped all the other signs. What do we have for our Pisces? This is so Pisces. Sanat Kumara, light activation for the Pisces. Happy birthday month, by the way. Pisces, birthday season. Shine your light, Pisces. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Shine your light. Pisces has so much to offer the world, and it's just like I feel like so often um this energy, because it's like so behind the scenes, it's 12th house, it's like I don't know if people are gonna get it. It's like you hide your magic and you kind of hide behind the veils, and this is a clear indication that you're going to be understood by the right people. You know, the right people need you. Shine your light and show up and just be your magical self, because the right people will come to you. All right, all 12 signs. That is it. On March 3rd, we will have a community gathering online on Zoom, and it will be 7 p.m. No, it'll be March 2nd, the day before, 7 p.m. EST, because 3:33 a.m. we got to do it the day before. And if you are one of those astrology students that wants to really understand how to navigate your life through the map that is your birth chart, to clear confusion, clear anxiety, and really step onto your path and purpose with fierce faith and trust in yourself, with the tools to regulate your emotions and get your mindset in the right place and know yourself deeply through your chart. I'll leave a link below for that as well. And I'm so looking forward to connecting with you. Remember to like and share this video. So grateful for you. And I will see you. I'll see you soon.